Headlines read, Heath Street Gang members and associates charged in federal sweep. Over 40 members and associates of the Heath Street Gang in Boston were charged today in federal court with racketeering, conspiracy, drug trafficking, firearms, wire fraud, and financial frauds, including COVID fraud, following a 2-year investigation into gang violence in Boston. According to the charging documents, the Heath Street Gang operates primarily out of the Mildred C. Haley Apartments, previously known as the Bromley Heath Housing Department, a public housing development located in Jamaica Plain. It is one of the largest housing developments in the greater Boston area. Formed in the 1980s, it is alleged that the Heath Street Gang is comprised of over 150 members and has historically been involved in acts of violence to preserve and protect the gang's power, territory, and reputation. According to the charging documents, in furtherance of the racketeering conspiracy, members are implicated in a number of murders, attempted murders, and shootings, many of which targeted rival gang members of other Boston-based street gangs, particularly the Mission Hill Gang and the H-Block Gang. This allegedly includes an October 2016 shooting targeting rivals in the Mission Hill Gang's territory, in which a 9-year-old female victim was shot and severely injured, as well as a June 2021 murder allegedly committed by a juvenile Heath Street Gang member. It is alleged that the Heath Street Gang commonly recruits juveniles living in the Mildred C. Haley Apartments to join the gang and participate in crimes on the gang's behalf, including shootings. It is further alleged that members of the Heath Street Gang require younger prospective members to commit acts of violence as an act of initiation and often reward the juveniles with appearances in Heath Street Gang songs or music videos, which are used to publicly assert and affirm gang membership, brag about acts of violence they have committed, and threaten rival gangs. On numerous occasions, members of the Heath Street Gang have allegedly, brazenly assaulted local law enforcement officers while engaged in official duties. According to the charging documents, the Heath Street Gang members have used the Mildred C. Haley Apartments as a point for drug trafficking activities, and over a period of multiple years have worked together to establish drug distribution networks throughout Massachusetts, Maine, and California. Heath Street members often use social media platforms to facilitate the distribution of controlled substances, including fentanyl, fentanyl pills, cocaine, cocaine base, and marijuana, specifically using social media posts to advertise, negotiate, and arrange drug sales. It is further alleged that the Heath Street Gang engages in a number of financial and theft crimes. This includes an organized retail theft group that, since at least approximately 2019, has allegedly openly and brazenly stolen merchandise from various stores in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Additionally, it is alleged that members of the Heath Street Gang have engaged in widespread CARES Act loan and unemployment fraud. The charge of Rico conspiracy provides for a sentence of up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of up to $250,000. The charges of conspiracy to distribute controlled substances and possession with intent to distribute controlled substances each provide for a sentence of up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of up to $1 million. The charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition provides for a sentence up to 10 years or 15 years for offenses committed after June 25th, 2022. 3 years of supervised release and fines up to $250,000. The charge of possession of firearm and furtherance of a violent and drug trafficking crime provides for a mandatory consecutive sentences of 5 years in prison up to life, 5 years of supervised release, and a fine up to $250,000. The charge of conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery, Hobbs Act conspiracy, provides for a sentence of up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of up to $250,000. The charge of wire fraud provides for a sentence of up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of up to $250,000, or twice the gross gain or loss from the scheme, whichever is greater. Sentences are imposed by a federal district court judge based upon the U.S. sentencing guidelines and statutes which govern and the determination of a sentence in a criminal case. Acting United States Attorney Joshua S. Levely, the Boston Police Commissioner Michael Cox, James M. Ferguson, Special Agent in charge of the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, Boston Field Division Michael J. Kroll, Special Agent in charge for Homeland Security Investigations in New England, Jonathan Malone, Special Agent in charge of Department of Labor, Office of Inspector General, and Harry T. Chavez Jr., Special Agent in charge of the Internal Revenue Service's Criminal Investigations, made the announcement today. The investigation was supported by the Boston Housing Authority Police Department, Massachusetts State Police, U.S. Marshal Services, Suffolk County Sheriff's Office, and Suffolk County District Attorney's Office. Valuable assistance was provided by the New England State Police Information Network, U.S. Department of Agriculture, U.S. Secret Service, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, Maine Drug Enforcement Agency, and the Quincy, Randolph, and Lincoln Police Departments. Assistant U.S. Attorneys Michael Crowley, Sarah Hoff, and Lucy Sun of the Organized Crime and Gang Unit are prosecuting the cases. This effort is a part of an Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force's operation. The OCDETF identifies, disrupts, and dismantles the highest level criminal organizations that threaten the United States using a prosecutor-led, intelligence-driven, multi-agency approach. Additional information about the OCDTF program can be found at www.justice.gov/OCDETF. The details contained in the charging documents are allegations. The defendants are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. It looks like they got about 41 names in this indictment, according to this article that I'm reading. You know, I say this before, I'll say it again, and I'll probably never stop saying it. But, you know, these indictments, these Ricos, you know, they not going away. These youngsters, you guys gotta understand, when you guys are on social media and these music videos, they're using all this against you. You can't be a criminal and put it on camera. You know, criminals are supposed to be, what you call it, secretive, or you ain't supposed to know who the criminals are. It's crazy to me, A lot of these people need to be on World's Dumbest Criminals. But in all reality, the youth is lost. They're trying to find, love, family, They're trying to find, compassion. They're just trying to find themselves in a world that is lost, and in a crazy world at that. You see all these police agencies, government agencies, commissioners, and investigators. They're all working together. These street gangs, these mobs, these bikers, these organizations, whatever you want to call them, they don't work together. They fight each other. Not only do they fight each other, but there's always in-house fighting. These agencies, yeah, they might step on each other's toes. They might, snark and, backbite each other a little bit. But for the most part, they all working together. The agencies working together with this agency, working together with this city, with that state, with this task force, with that task force. They have more people, more money, and more resources than these street dudes. The streets is over, the gangs is over. There's too much legal money out here. I know the world is crazy, but the government's printing more money now than ever. You got to find your way to get you some of it, create something. As far as, these streets, you got these gangs, this hip hop music and this drill music. And that's what I mean. This hip hop and drill music, the same people that are pushing it out, the same companies, Universal Records, that are sitting on these boards and pushing the music out, are the same people that have these agencies that are arresting these the youth and these gang members, and it's the same people that are controlling the prisons that these gang members are going to. It's a vicious cycle. I hope one day we learn. Real quick, I had a request for some Massachusetts videos. So this is the first Massachusetts video to request. I'm gonna do a couple more Massachusetts videos for the homie that requested it. Yeah, YouTube Streets Podcast, Scandalous World, Bounce Back. It looked like he got a couple channels from when he was messaging me. But yeah, Blue Eyes Ronnie, salute to you. Much respect, homie. I know it took me a little longer than I said to get the videos out, man. I've been hella busy. Work, family, you know how it go. We put on a school drive for the children. It's just, my life is always busy and chaotic. But I'm going to get you some more Massachusetts videos, I promise. So look out on that. And salute to you. I appreciate you for tapping in. I appreciate all my subscribers, all my viewers. I appreciate you. Much gratitude. You don't know how much I appreciate you guys. God bless. Much love. Peace. Blessings. Much gratitude.